My name is Jennifer Lutz, and I have the privilege of being the executive director of Paws for Ability. Paws for Ability was founded in 1998, and since then we have had the opportunity to have over 2,000 service dog teams placed and making a difference for the children and veterans and the people that they do serve. So that is a really big number, but truly each one of those represent a truly life-changing moment. So we're going to actually be having the opportunity to hear from 11 families who are graduating today, and I know we're all super excited to be able to hear from our families and hear a little bit about their journey and the impact that the service dogs are either making or they hope will make in their lives in the rest of their working life. Also in this room, we have so many friendly and familiar faces, people who have dedicated so much time to the mission of Paws. So we thank you that you're here as volunteers, staff, supporters of Paws. I wanted to share at first just a little bit about the background of Paws. Paws was really founded based on the mission around really helping individuals who weren't being served in other ways in our community. And that need of being able to place a customized trained service dog with individuals, regardless of their age, really opened up a world of need that Paws was able to step into. So we've become well known for a number of different tasks that we provide, including a medical alert dogs, search and rescue dogs, mobility assistance dogs. And so people come from locally, but also all over the country to receive service dogs here at Paws for Ability. And so we love each one of these dogs, we're really proud of each one of these dogs and the impact that these dogs are having. Within our program, we have about 350 dogs from puppy to placement that are part of our process. And if you guys want to learn more, as you take a tour, we have a tour that's going to be right after graduation here, and you can meet some puppies and see more about the behind the scenes aspects of Paws. It really starts with our breeding program. So within our breeding program, where we start with breeding, raising, training, and placing of the service dogs, that first step is making sure that the breeding dogs have the best care possible, that they have passed health clearances, including ophthalmology, orthopedics, genetic testing specific to their breed, cardiology, because we want to support as best we can that any puppy that's being produced has the best start possible. The puppies that are born into the program, they go through our puppy enrichment program, where volunteers and staff are working with these dogs and giving them this foundation of socialization, training, and really pouring into them so that they can grow into that amazing service dog. Then the dogs go into our service dog and training program. A lot of volunteers from all over, typically within a 3-hour radius, get that little puppy and do all this hard work of potty training and don't chew on that, and really help them grow into a dog that's going to be ready for advanced training. The dogs go into advanced training on average when they're around a year and a half, and that's when they're learning their specific tasks that they need to be able to perform to help their partner. At Paws, that's unique. So each person is unique. Each dog needs to be unique, not just on the tasks that they perform, but also their personality. For some people, they are looking for more of an active dog. Other people are looking for more of a couch potato. And then we want the dogs to be used to things within their environment. Maybe this dog is going to go on to live on a farm. We want them to be used to farm animals. Maybe this dog is going to be going into a school. They should be used to being in a school environment. So really preparing each dog for their service. And that leads us to our placement training class, when we have families receiving the service dogs take part in these classes from 10 days of training to be able to learn how to utilize their service dogs. So I'm so excited that you're here, and we're going to be hearing from our families really soon. But first, I'd like to invite Kaylin Clark up. She's our development director, and she's going to share more about the people behind our mission.
Thanks, Jennifer. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here, and congratulations again to the brand new service dog teams. Before we start calling you up to introduce ourselves, I would like to take a moment to talk about the massive community that works behind the scenes to make days like today possible. So most people are surprised to learn that we have over 2,000 dedicated volunteers who put in a lot of sacrifice and hard work into raising our dogs. Our volunteers strengthen our mission in many ways, such as providing wonderful homes to our breeder dogs, helping our dogs while they're here at our facility, and fostering over 400 dogs at any given time to provide the foundational training and socialization experiences critical to becoming a fully trained service dog. Four Paws also employs around 60 staff members who work every day of the year to care for and train each of our dogs. Our staff ensures that our dogs meet the highest standards of health and care, that our over 2,000 volunteers and families have the support that they need, and that each service dog is trained to provide the life-changing tasks for their partner. And finally, I want to recognize our generous donors. Each highly trained service dog represents an investment of about $40,000, a cost that reflects the extensive training and care that these incredible dogs receive. Each family is here today thanks to the support from their own communities and also from generous donors who support Four Paws in order to reduce the amount that families are asked to raise. So if you are here today and part of our Four Paws community as a volunteer, a staff member, or a donor, would you go ahead and stand if you're able so we can recognize you? That's awesome. I also want to recognize our class sponsor, The Right Promise. They are a diamond partner of Four Paws, which means they also sponsored a litter of puppies. The Right Promise is dedicated to energizing, revitalizing, and enriching the community through the support of social, educational, and religious causes. Their sponsorship supports each of the families graduating here today. So will you join me in thanking our class sponsor? Last, if you have any questions about donating, volunteering, or sponsoring, whether you're here today or watching online, we'd love to invite you to be part of our mission. Check out our website for next steps or give us a call. And for those of you here, on the back of your programs, you can also find more information and upcoming events. I also would like to extend an invitation for anyone here today to hang around after graduation for a tour of the facility that we'll meet in the lobby for. So thanks again for being here. Congratulations again to the new teams. And I'm going to pass it off to our class lead, Bethany.
Hi everyone, my name's Bethany. I had the pleasure of leading this class. So I'm a senior trainer here at Four Paws for Ability. So it is my honor to teach them everything that they need to know to be able to go home from here. Thank you all again for being here at the Pacific Blue Class 2025 graduation today. We are so happy you've joined us to celebrate these 11 wonderful families who have come from near and far for their new service dogs. Over the last 10 days, we've been preparing them for their new way of life with their new companion. And we've not only been covering skills like medical alerting, behavior disruption, and tethering, but we have also been forming lifelong friendships and bonds. And we've also been eating a lot of ice cream because it has been extremely, extremely hot this week. So shout out to everyone for putting up with that as well. It is my absolute pleasure to stand in front of you and introduce these new teams. So we are going to just jump right into it. First team I would like to introduce to you is the team of Vivian and Babe.
All right, well, this is Babe, and this little girl is Vivian. We're a Hicks family. We traveled from Utah Spanish Fork, Utah. It's about an hour south of Salt Lake. We heard about Four Paws through a website search. We figured this was going to need a little extra help with her seizure alerts and helping her walk around more. She's had some genetic disorders and been making things really hard for her. We've seen them getting some good friendship going on. Both were a little unsure at first, but they become quick friends. And the goal is we just hopefully to have more independence for Vivian, and how just in case anything happens at night, we're aware of it. And we're thankful for all the volunteers that helped Babe here, and thankful for all the sponsors we had back home and all over the place to help us get here.
Next, I'd like to introduce the new team of Cecilia and Unity.
Hi, my name is Michael Palisano. I'm here with my family, my wife Rebecca, my daughter Lila, who's 4 years old, and my elder daughter Cecilia, who's 10 years old and is going to be the team member on our service team. We're all here from Severna Park, Maryland, and when we began this journey, we knew we'd be getting a family member, but really it's so much more than that. It's a family member who can provide help out with all of Cecilia's behavior disruption, alleviate stress so that she's able to more fully participate in her activities of life. And also the cornerstone of any family, which is love. We heard about Four Paws by going on social media and made contact with another Four Paws family who had shared some details of their service dog journey who were here. Over the past 10 days since we've been here in Xenia, we've worked hard to incorporate Unity into our family, and we've already, I believe, helped reduce Cecilia's anxiety in participating in public activities. We look forward to Unity alleviating the stress of medical interventions, helping to control her symptoms, and aiding in behavior disruption. Lastly, I want to thank everybody who made this journey possible for us here today, including the Right Promise, Four Paws donors, Megan Hiller, Bruce Long, Emma Rhodes, Kathy Ballman, Bethany Hickman, Jessica Kenworthy, and Kaylin Clark. Thank you all so much.
The next team I'd like to introduce you all to is the team of Dayton Children's Hospital and Red.
Oh, good golly. So, hi everyone. My name is Gretchen and this is Jalen, and we will be his primary and secondary handler at Dayton Children's Hospital. Thankful to Dayton Children's Hospital and all of our donors and everybody else for all of the time and effort and willingness to have us here. Red will be joining a member of our Canine Co-Pilots team, so he will be a member with our other 4 dogs, with Millie and Peppermint and Addie, and of course our newest one, Piper. So he will be working actually in our inpatient facility. He will be working to make sure that he can aid in non-pharmaceutical pain management. He will promote emotional regulation and coping, support with ambulation and encouragement, and provide just an invaluable support to our families and our patients for us. He's so funny. He will also play a critical role in just motivating our patients and making sure that they're able to meet all of their treatment goals. We've already taken Red to the hospital a couple times, and we are confident that he's going to do everything that we've asked for him to do. He brings lots of goofiness, so lots of smiles and laughter for all of us. But he's also just a really good dog that will bring lots of confidence. He'll be a loyal friend and a steadfast companion during these challenging moments for all of our families and our kids. In the short time, we've seen him grow and be able to do a lot of those things for us already. We are immensely grateful for the team that he's going to be part of, and all of you helping us through the journey that we have to go through together. But we would really like to thank all of you people who have helped him throughout all the years. Thank you, Lane and Taylor, for raising him and making such a positive, confident young man that he is. Jess has done great with making sure that he has everything that he needs to be successful in everything. All of the Four Paws team has done a great job of making sure that he's going to be successful at the hospital and therefore making our kids successful as well. So thank you all. Thank you, Bethany, and thank all of Four Paws and everybody else too. So we appreciate you so much. Excuse us.
I think Red knows that I have better treats than Jalen has. Next team I would like to introduce you all to is the team of Shelby and Rocket.
Hi everyone, I'm Shelby. This is my mom, Michelle. We're from Cincinnati. This is my great, wonderful, handsome mobility and medical alert service dog, Rocket. He's going to help me with retrieving items and hopefully alerting to medical episodes, and just being a great companion as I start my second year of college. I would like to thank everybody here because you guys, if you're here, you're dedicated to the mission, and it's wonderful, and it changes lives for sure. You'll never understand the impact that you're having. I want to thank Bethany. You did a wonderful job with class. Jennifer, you did an amazing job training him. Taryn and Brian, you guys prepared him for me in a way that it's just incredible. And he's going to be a very important piece of my life, and I can't thank everybody enough.
The next team I would like to introduce you to is the team of Gracie and Steven.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark. This is Bethany, Gracie, and Steven, and also we have Junko, who's here, also part of our family. Cecilia's not here. She is a student at Niagara University. We're from Syracuse, New York, and we've been doing this thing for a long time, about 15 years. So this is actually our third service dog. And we heard about Four Paws for Ability from a colleague of mine. I'm a teacher, and she brought a dog to school one time and said, this would really be great for your daughter. And it's, bar none, the best decision we've ever made for her well-being. Just awesome. During class, it was exciting to meet Steven's mama and all of his brothers and sister. That was really exciting. And we're going to be seeing Steven help Gracie out with therapy as she goes to that, shopping, going to church, all kinds of our usual things. We hope to continue to build a strong bond with our family, continue to have strong skill set for Steven while he's working with Gracie. And we'd like to thank, first of all, God for making his awesome plan happen, because this is just amazing. Fosters Jennifer, John, and Riley. Trainer Erica and the Four Paws staff for helping make the transition work happen. And currently, our service dog foster mom, Candy, and her family for helping Junko feel at home while we're able to do the training. Thank you very much.
The next team I would like to introduce you all to is the team of Leah and Pritchett.
Come on up, Leah. Hi, everybody. We're the Anderson family. We're from Miamisburg, Ohio. This is Leah. She's been a little overwhelmed today, but she's super excited. Even if you can't tell, she's super excited. She just graduated with her new very best friend, Pritchett. Pritchett is her second service dog. 13 years ago, Leah was 5, and her little brother, Eric, was 4. And we were here at Four Paws training with her dog, Yodel. And we were totally blown away. We were totally amazed how smart, I know, and how obedient Yodel was. And she was such a perfect match for Leah. And it was just all thanks to the talents of the amazing staff here at Four Paws. Yodel was Leah's faithful friend. She went to school from kindergarten through the 10th grade before she retired. And even though she wasn't going to school anymore, she was still working. We're still working for Leah, alerting to seizures and being a best friend. Yodel was part of every part of our life. And we can't be more thankful to Four Paws for that gift. Okay, so here we are again, and this time we're here with Pritchett, and he is a perfect match for Leah and for our family. He's smart, and he's calm, and he's snuggly, and he's goofy, and he can fit, I've heard, up to 5 or 6 toys in his mouth at the same time. And we're so thankful. We're so thankful for everyone who's been part of this process. Yes, getting Pritchett ready for his new life with Leah. My mom was a huge help. Our company, Optometric Management Group, helped with the fundraising. We're thankful to the Right Promise, who sponsored our class. And we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for their support and their financial support. We're thankful to our friends and our family who've supported us and supported Leah over the years. That's right, Leah. She recently graduated high school, and if anyone was wondering what we spent her graduation cash on, we spent it on dog supplies and toys and treats. We're super thankful to Katrina, who's been here at class with us every day, and if it's possible, she might even be more excited about working with Pritchett than we are. Maybe a little bit. We're so thankful to everyone here who works at Four Paws, everyone who keeps the facility clean, those who care for the dogs, the vet who keeps the dogs healthy, the people who donate funds, who donate supplies, who schedule classes and coordinate fundraising, and the volunteers who foster the dogs, and the trainers, of course. Erica and Molly, we're so thankful for your expertise and your help. And Bethany, thank you so much for leading our class. Okay, just a minute. We're so thankful for your expertise in matching Pritchett with us. And all of our classmates who are perfectly matched with their partners. We're so excited to watch Pritchett and Leah's friendship grow. We know that he's going to be amazing at alerting to seizures, and he's going to be a best friend for Leah for many years to come. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry I talked so long.
The next team that I would like to introduce you all to is the team of Jackson and Decibel. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kristen, and this is
Jackson.
and we are from Tecumseh, Michigan, so right inside the Ohio border. Luckily, not too far of a drive to come here today. One thing that we got out of class that I was not expecting was the connections with all of the other families here. And I look forward to hearing how their journeys continue on, and also if they find any good chew toys that will outstand these teeth. We have Decibel here for seizure detection, some mobility issues, some help, and helping Jackson stand up from the floor. But most of all, I think I'm most excited to watch their bond grow and have Jackson gain some more confidence in his daily life. I wish I could stand up here and thank every single person that made this possible today, but the list back home is endless. The list here is becoming even more endless. So thank you to everyone for all that you did, the volunteers here, the staff here, everyone who helped us fundraise back home. It is impossible to put into words what this has done. So thank you so much. And thanks to my mom for being here with us all week. And do you want to say hi to someone who's watching?
Who?
Ethan Parker. Ethan and Parker, our cousins. So thank you very much.
The next team I'd like to introduce you to is the team of Carter and Tabitha.
Hello. Everyone's done really well keeping it together, so I'm going to do my best. We're the Marshall family. We've got Brooke, Ken, Ryan, Carter, I'm Ray, and this is Tabitha. We're from Washington State, so a bit of a trek. We heard about Four Paws on the Parents of Kids with Epilepsy page on Facebook. Lots of families on there that have come through here. Class has been an adventure, not just working with the dog, but just some things that happened to our family. Flying road signs in storms, passing out kids volunteering. It's been a hoot. One of the most amazing things was our first full day of working with Tabby. She pre-alerted, and then he had a seizure that night, and she wasn't nervous about it at all. She went straight over to him and was loving on him. And then she did the same thing the next day. So that was pretty amazing to see. So that's, we want to see that moving forward, is still alerting to those. And like I said, she was alerting way in advance, so that was fantastic. Another thing we're working on is just behavior disruption, and hoping to help Carter with confidence and independence. and just, being able to build relationships with other people, things like that. As many people have already said, there is so many people to thank, so I'm sure I will miss a ton of names here. But Karen, I'm going to butcher the last name, Heltemus, was her sponsor herself. The prison program, which Tabby was a part of, huge thank you to that whole entire group. Megan, who worked individually with Tabby, you can tell as soon as she walks in the room, even if I don't see her and I'm looking at the dog is, she knows. Same thing with her volunteer families. So Kaylee, Abby, and Diane, John, everybody, you can just see how much Tabby loves and appreciates all of you, and we do as well. Back home, Doug and Tracy, our whole Evergreen Speedway family that helped us raise money, Danny and Remy, the Riddell family, our neighbor John, our good friend Rhiannon, Megan and Alex, Kayla, and our Crosswater Church family. You want to? Oh, Gunner at home is helping take care of the house and our other dog while we were gone. Oh, and Jeff and Tina, I don't want to leave them out, that helped donated miles to get us out here. So, okay, I think that's it.
Next team I would like to introduce you all to is the team of Kyle and Bo.
We're the Skowthorne family. We came from just south of Boston in Massachusetts. I'm Katie. This is my husband Steve, Brody, Kyle, and Connor, and Bo, of course. We, like many, learned about Four Paws through internet searches, just trying to find different resources and such to help with our kiddo. Let's see, I wrote everything down so I don't forget. Class was great. Bethany, you did such a great job leading the class. Thank you. We, as it's been said before, we gained more than just knowledge for the dogs and the kids. We also made connections for all over the world, all over the country now, and that's been great. It's also been a great, comfortable environment where there was no pressure for every kid to fully conform to a certain behavior, which is helpful. We have been working on building our relationship with Bo, and he's been doing so well. He's already alerted, or not really alerted, but helped Kyle through a couple of situations, which has been great. He's been helping him sleep better, obviously, which is huge for us. And yeah, we want to say thank you to everybody at Four Paws. We couldn't list everybody here, the volunteers, the sponsors, the trainers, Lexi, Haley, Grace, Bethany, of course, for this lead, the right premise for the sponsor in the class, and yeah, we just hope to keep making life a little bit easier for Kyle and having more support. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Right? Thank you.
The next team I would like to introduce you all to is the team of Christian and Kraken.
You
gotta trade the dog.
Where to get the mic?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. We're the Shaw family. We have my husband, Jason, Christian, who Kraken is his service dog, and then Bryce. I can say I work in a high school, and this is the third graduation I've been to this June. But this is probably the most fun graduation I've been to. So thank you all for being here. We were connected with Four Paws through an organization called the Mulliganeers, who gave us a significant donation to get Kraken. They believe in giving kids a second chance. And if I told you that I thought this guy was going to sit through 10 days of training this week, I would have told you were crazy. But the fact that this dog was just here for him made the biggest difference. And I think that just helping with his anxiety in large public situations, that has been so far the biggest gift that we've gotten from Kraken so far. We needed a dog that was obedient and a little bit spunky to give back what someone might be given to him. And it is genuinely a perfect match. Just as far as thank yous, I would like to thank Abby and Caitlin for being here, and Zoe, I know one of the roommates is here. And just Four Paws and Bethany and the families that are here, the bond that we have now. I just think that this organization is fabulous, and looking forward to just contributing to it in the future as well.
All right, last but not least, I would like to introduce you to the team of John and Porter.
I don't know if this is seven. Once again, thank you everyone for being here. Porter's kind of a chill fella. It's a perfect match. I'm John Ferguson, Richmond, Kentucky. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I'd like to give a shout out to my family who are not here. My wife Helen in Richmond, and my daughter Melissa Maston in London, Kentucky, and my other daughter Marcy Livingston, who's way up in Grafton, Wisconsin. So, excuse me. I have ischemic heart disease and atrial fibrillation and some mild COPD, possibility of the exposure to Agent Orange in Vietnam. And some folks, when they have AFib or atrial fibrillation, they know when they're going to have an event, and I do not. So I know of 3 that I've had because I've been told about it and so on. But this is where Porter comes in, and 2 things in his training. We'll say medical alert dog. One is a bark alert in the event that I would fall down, maybe not totally pass out, but be verbal, and I can give a command of help, and he reacts to that by barking. Well, let's say no one's in the home or wherever I am, particularly in the home, then he is also trained on this device, which you can plug in 3 phone numbers. So he would default to that if no one was in the house. Or if I was not verbal, he defaults to that, which I think is pretty neat, and I've worked with him on it, and I've seen it done. So my heart currently pumps 25% of a normal heart. So he's going to be quite a value to me. I wanted to, like the rest of you, a lot of thank yous. It's overwhelming. I guess my journey started with really the former CEO, Karen Shirk, and her name was mentioned earlier. And the VA had me in contact with 3 agencies, and one was Vet Dogs in New York, another was Canine Companions here in Ohio, and then Four Paws. And the first 2 said, well, we can't train for recognition of heart, blood pressure changes, AFib, things like that. And I said, okay. Well, I spoke with Karen then, and she indicated that, well, maybe we're not training for that just yet, but we can do some other things. and such as the ones that I've shared with you already. So I said, well, why not go ahead and help another vet? I said, I'm good. And I said, well, she said, I want you to think about it. So one thing led to another, and she would call back every once in a while, or someone from here, and say, have you filled out those papers yet? Well, no, I said I hadn't. Well, I think you should. And so this was pre-COVID, and I can't tell you exact year it all did start, but finally I consented, and boy, am I glad I did, because this will be a lifesaver. So as far as thank yous, I know that we had outstanding classroom instruction thanks to Bethany here. It was right on, and then we had Canvas was the platform, and we had information on there as well that was parallel what Bethany was sharing with us. I had our primary trainer for Porter was Sophie, and I know that Jessa Kenworthy also had a big part with this as well. So a shout out to Sophie, certainly. Volunteers, what a network. I mean, I know this is a 501c3 organization. It's volunteers, and I myself volunteer at the VA and a brain injury unit in Lexington at Cardinal Hill Hospital. And so, trust me, I know what it's all about, this volunteering. I have not met a couple of the families. I think I'm using the right terminology, guardian families. One is the Porters, who had Porter's mother, and he is named after that family. And the other one, Stephanie, and forgive me because I do not remember last name, and she had his father, who was Hercules. And I'm told Hercules had fathered, someone said over 400. I'm not sure about that, but he was quite active. So, and I'm also told that Porter was a little bit of his dad's size, but more personality-wise of his mother. So, and I would mention going on here as far as some key people, and once again, I'll probably leave some out. Eva, my friend from Cedarville University, and I see you right there, and Paige and the police department from Yellow Springs. And I'm also told, Porter's on something they call here Breakfast Club, and that means you got a tad overweight. And Porter he's down right now to a pretty good weight, but the rumor has it that the police department in Yellow Springs, when they change shifts, they'd look and they'd say, well, I don't know if anybody fed Porter. He looks hungry. Now, I don't know if that's true, Paige, but that's the word on the street, I'll tell you. And donors, I had the privilege to have lunch this week. I believe it was Tuesday with another veteran as well as a donor from Columbus, Ohio, who is very active in supporting the veteran journey here. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention my own Veterans Administration in Lexington, Kentucky. I've been, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a donor here, but I've told Ms. Clark I plan to be an annual donor now because it's amazing. It really is. And I'm so happy for these families that I had the opportunity to share with and their children and so on, because they're big winners, because I see what these dogs are doing for their family. It really touches me. And last thing I would say, us veterans have a little motto. We say, never forget. Well, Four Paws didn't forget me. I'm not going to forget them for their kindness and their generosity. Thank you.
I would like to bring up Quilts of Valor. I know you guys have something to say for our veteran here.
Just hold it. Okay. Hi, I'm Patty Harden. I make quilts for veterans. It's called the Quilt of Valor Foundation, and we'd like to present you today with your Quilt of Valor.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You're quite welcome.
Okay.
You don't quite need this today, but just for a few minutes. Hi, I'm Patty Harden. I'm with the Quilts of Valor Foundation. We work out of Miami Valley Quilters Guild, and we make quilts for vets and get as many people as possible. I'm just going to read you a little bit about the organization, and I'm going to read it to him. Each Quilt of Valor comes with a label designating it as a Quilt of Valor. It comes with a pillowcase and a letter that we'll be giving you, telling you about your quilt and thanking you for your service. I'd like to read a little bit of the letter now. The Miami Valley Quilters Guild is in Enon, Ohio. Would like to thank you for your service to our country. This Quilt of Valor is being awarded to you to honor your sacrifice in keeping our country safe and protecting our freedoms. The Quilts of Valor Foundation is a national grassroots community service effort that began in 2003 and are stitched with love, prayers, and healing thoughts. We are a tangible reminder of America's appreciation for answering your country's call. Since its beginning, over 408,000 quilts have been given to men and women of the service. Your quilt was prepared and made by many quilters of the Miami Valley Quilters Guild. We were working hard to supply every veteran and active duty servicemen and women a quilt. So please accept this Quilt of Valor with our sincere thank you for your service. We hope that it will bring you honor and comfort and healing, and please use it in your everyday life. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that goes back to you all.
Got everything. Thank you all again for coming out to the Pacific Blue Class 2025 graduation. And congratulations to our 11 families that graduated with their new service dogs today. Congratulations, you did it.